Mary Suzanne Martin wrote, "My 15-month-old Border Collie has had 5 grand mal seizures since August 23rd. Her most recent one was Sunday, October 11th. She was on 32.4 milligrams phenobarbital twice daily. Are there naturopathic things that I should be doing or any other suggestions? I live in Oregon." I get questions like that a lot, and they're a little bit tough for me to answer because I have to say that first of all, I have to answer, yes, there are integrative medicine approaches that can be beneficial to help support what treatment, what anti-seizure medication that your veterinarian is prescribing for your dog. But when you look at traditional Chinese medicine as well as homeopathy, it gets very individual specific. So I'm not treating seizures if I use one of those modalities. I would be treating your dog who happens to have seizures. And so they will look at subcategories. Both homeopathy and traditional Chinese medicine will break things down into several subcategories, and those have to be determined through a physical exam and actually seeing the dog, feeling the pulses, checking the tongue. So obviously there's nothing I can do to help you out with that online and without seeing your dog. However, one thing I do put all of my seizure animals on is I always make sure they're on a very high dose of antioxidants, both vitamin E and vitamin C. And then there's been some interesting research recently on the effects of lithium and what lithium has on the skeleton of the neuron. And neurons have to stay long and stretched. Let's get my hands out there where you can see them. They have to stay long and stretched so they can reach out and touch other neurons. And there's quite a bit of research right now looking at lithium's effect in the collapse of those neurons. They're called part of the cytoskeleton, and some of those proteins in there that actually may be a factor in Alzheimer's disease. So I listened to an amazing talk last year by a very knowledgeable veterinary neurologist, and he actually puts all of his seizure animals on lithium. Very low doses, obviously. We're not doing bipolar dosages, although some Border Collies, I know we probably wonder if they should have some bipolar dosing. But we use it actually as a mineral supplement. Even though there's a genetic issue with some seizures in Border Collies, sometimes the genetic aspect can be managed with environmental control as well. And it turns out that lithium is very easily replaced from the diet and from the body when there's high sodium in the diet, which is a typical American diet, not only for us, but for our animals. So I usually have my people with dogs that are having seizures. First of all, we change the diet. We get them on as close to a raw food or a whole food diet as we possibly can. And then I will put the dogs on lithium, and we put them on a nutritional supplement called lithinase. And we usually do about half to one capsule per 35 to 50 pounds. And those are things you can do very easily over the counter, will not have any negative side effects with what your veterinarians are doing right now in the treatment of your dog's seizures. And then you need to find somebody in your area who does traditional Chinese medicine and or homeopathy who can maybe help work with you and come up with something that's a little bit more tailored to your dog's individualness. Hope that helps.